Tonight, our top story is about Gaza. The situation on the ground looks nothing short of a nightmare. An Israeli strike on Al-Mawasi has killed at least 40 people as per reports. This is an area that is considered a safe zone, a designated humanitarian zone where ordinary Palestinians are living in tents after being displaced from their homes as a result of the Israeli bombardment. 4 Israeli missiles struck the area, causing at least 20 tents to catch fire. The missile strike was so devastating that it created a large crater on the ground. The Israeli military claimed it struck Hamas members embedded inside the area, but Hamas has denied these allegations. The question is, how many more have to die before a peace deal is signed? When will the apathy, cruelty and violence in Gaza aid zones come to an end? Here's what happened in Khan Yunis today. Gazans bid farewell to their loved ones. Men prayed over bodies and moved them ahead of burials as women cried for their loss.
Children became orphans. We became homeless. Where should we go? They said go to Al-Mawasi. We went to Al-Mawasi. They hit us. We were displaced many times. Where do we go?
Where do we go? That's the sentiment in Gaza. The tent encampment in Al-Mawasi area, which was struck by Israel, was a designated humanitarian safe zone. This camp is crowded with families ordered by the Israeli military to flee there from elsewhere in Gaza. The missiles struck this camp in the early hours of the morning. Children had to be pulled out from underneath the sand after their tent fell on top of them as they slept.
We were sleeping when all we could see was the strikes hitting and the tents falling on us and the wood falling on us and our children. We pulled our children out. They were all buried under the sand. We pulled them out. We were so afraid, an unnatural fear. Until now, we are unable to process what we saw.
What does the Israeli military have to say? Well, the IDF said that it struck significant Hamas terrorists who were operating within a command and control center embedded inside the humanitarian area in Khan Yunis, quote unquote. Hamas denied the Israeli allegations that gunmen were present in the targeted area and rejected accusations. It exploited civilian areas for military purposes.
Death surrounds us in every place and we don't know where to go. Where are we to go? Where are the Arab countries to stand with us? We're dying slowly. Kill us and finish us off. We're not living. This is not a life. We're tired and fed up.
In Gaza, the total death toll in the war has reached 41,020. Over 94,000 have been injured, and the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says that thousands of dead bodies are most likely lost in the rubble of Gaza. After the strike, condemnation of Israeli action poured in. Turkey condemned the Israeli strike as a war crime, quote-unquote, denouncing the deadly overnight Israeli airstrikes. The Turkish Foreign Ministry said in a statement that Israel has, quote, added a new crime to its list of war crimes, quote-unquote. The World Health Organization also urged parties to respect humanitarian pause zones. Al-Mawasi was one of the most popular beach areas in Gaza. Today, it has been transformed into an area of endless horror. Since the war started last October, Israel designated Al-Mawasi as a safe area, an area where Palestinian civilians could supposedly find safety, although there was hardly any infrastructure in Al-Mawasi, and humanitarian agencies warned that it was not suitable for a displacement camp. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians came here and set up improvised shelters with sheets of plastic or blankets. Soon it was declared a permanent safe zone. Only that It was not safe, not even close. In February, Israel targeted Al-Mawasi. As a result, 2 were killed, 6 were injured. In May, Israel bombed the area again when at least 21 Palestinians lost their lives. That attack had come days after the International Court of Justice ordered Israel to stop its offensive on Rafah. And in June, Al-Mawasi was attacked again. 25 were killed, 50 were injured. In the following weeks, scenes of devastation unfolded in the eastern part of Khan Yunis, in the towns of Abasan, Bani Suhela, Quza, and Al-Fukari. As per reports, the Israeli orders for evacuation came late, leaving no time for the residents to pack their belongings and flee the area. According to the UN, 250,000 people left Khan Yunis and flocked to Al-Mawasi. The situation is so dire that today, 9 out of every 10 Palestinians in Gaza have been forced to flee their homes in search of safety. They have moved place to place, tent to tent, only to be attacked and then forced to flee again. In fact, the entire population of Gaza has in a way been subject to unimaginable levels of cruelty. Israel says that they target Hamas. But what justifies the killing of innocent Palestinians? Who should be blamed for the targeting of Palestinian lives? Who is to be blamed for this cruelty, apathy, horror? Where is the ceasefire that we have been hearing about for so long? The need for truce is now. A ceasefire is the only way to protect Palestinian civilians and free the Israeli hostages in Hamas captivity. What is holding it back? A major deadlock in the negotiations has been the Philadelphia corridor, a source of contention. The stretch of land that falls along Gaza's border with Egypt. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, remember, has insisted that Israel must retain control of the corridor to prevent smuggling and catch militant fighters, according to him. Meanwhile, Hamas is demanding the full withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. These demands are delaying the truce in Gaza. But nearly a year on, ordinary Israelis and Palestinians want to return to their homes, live normal lives. It is time that Israel and Hamas are pushed to accept the peace deal. Can the mediators achieve that before it's too late? To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.